Hi everyone, so this is the kitchen here at Bolling Hall, the warm kitchen as you can see there. You've seen around here many times before, so I just want to show you each room and talk about any hauntings or anything that's gone on because it's coming up to Halloween. And as we enter in the cold kitchen, this room in particular, when I investigated here, was pretty active. We had a big entity here, and the psychic medium that we was with, she picked up that he was called Robert, and he was a big, arrogant, bossy man. I don't think he wanted people here, but he also didn't like women, and I think there was a lot of women that was absolutely terrified of him. In fact, she actually there was a maid here that was communicating with her, and she actually crossed that maid over, and she was glad because she didn't want to be around Robert. So he was actually, he followed the team most of the night, but the part that I was in this room where she got, the communication that I'm talking about. That there is the Ivegate jail cell door, which will hold a lot of energy. Yeah, look, door from the Bradford prison at Ivegate. So I'm going to take you now into another room. So we're entering the main hall here. Look at the big window now, right behind me. I'm literally just going to check this because there's a breeze coming right at me here. So I'm just going to check if there's any windows or doors. There isn't. Is it quite drafty in here? No, it's not. So I don't know if someone's following me. So if you are following me, Spirit, if you are here with me, please talk into this device. Let us know that you're here. Could you tell me your name? Do you have a message for anybody? Speak away and this device will pick up your voice. Odd, very odd. So not this room, I don't really know much about this room for hauntings. Those rooms up there are where, I think it was one of the bedrooms where the Walker family's son resided. And I think it was William, because on the fireplace in one of the rooms, I think it's the initials WW for William Walker. And it's where the ghost of Robert Osler was actually seen by him. And now William didn't believe in the afterlife, and he'd had a lengthy conversation with Robert one night to say that, I don't believe it, there's no such thing as life after death. And he said, prove it to me. When you pass over, then prove it to me, show me that you're going to come back. Just noticed the date on that, look, 1628. Wow. See, no matter how many times you come to a place, you start to notice things new. Just noticed a doorway outside with a step whilst I was on a live. Never noticed that before. But anyway, yes, so he had this conversation with Robert, and Robert was like, yep, fine, I'll prove it to you. And one morning, William woke up with Robert standing at the side of his bed over him. He knew that he was a ghost, he wasn't, human anymore. And he was terrified, came down to breakfast, possibly in this room, possibly sat around some kind of table like that, who knows. And he was telling his mum and dad, because obviously his mum and dad were very good friends with Robert Osler, that he's passed away, and they're like, don't talk so stupid, he hasn't passed away. If he passed away, we would know, we'd be told. And about 3 hours later, they got the telegram to say that he had passed away. And he were adamant. He said he has, because I've seen the ghost of him this morning. And from that moment, he did obviously, believe. So that's quite interesting. It's an interesting story, and it's documented in the papers. I think I've shared it before on the page. Now this doorway that I've just come through, there's a woman that's actually seen it. It could be Caroline Wood, because her spirit, her ghost, haunts here. She's been seen many a time in period clothing. And there's a lady that has been seen here in this doorway, and she pops her head round. So here I am in the most famous room in Bolling Hall, the ghost room, where in fact it isn't even that haunted. We have had some good communication in here. We have had a voice when I worked for another team in here. We had the Alice box, I think it was, or Spirit Talker, and it said not happy here. And we did an EVP just after, and the EVP actually, the voice come across saying not happy here. It was very clear. So it was really, really good communication in here. Now this is famous for the Civil War in the 1600s, 1640s, 1650s, and it was the Earl of Newcastle that slept in this room, and the night before he planned his attack on Bradford, he woke up during the night and he had a woman standing right next to his bed, possibly around that point there, and she was wringing her hands and crying, "Pity poor Bradford." He was absolutely terrified. So he believed that she meant as a warning. She was saying this like as a warning to him. So the next day changed his orders and commanded his men to only get rid of people that fought against him. So, and that's how the story goes in here. There it is, room 20, the ghost room. But it's not actually the most scariest room or active room in the house. I'm going to take you in a moment to two of the most active rooms. Look at the eyes on them. And I'll tell you all about the activity in those rooms. So this is the first room. I call it the green room, the green bedroom. And in here is where I was walking through. Not really got much in this little bit on investigations, but when I have been myself, when I was walking through here, down those stairs there, and I heard a whistle. And as I got to the bottom of the stairs, I knew to get out my phone out to record. Put it on voice recorder and said, it was just whistled at me. And actually, not expecting to find anything on the voice recorder, I actually found a voice, and it's on the page, saying, it was me. It was a male voice like that. So there was a male like following me, so maybe it's who was downstairs a moment ago. Who knows? But this is an active room. And in a moment when I take you into the blue bedroom, that is the most, personally, that I have found after investigating here and after researching here, that has got the most activity. So here we are up on the balcony outside the former bedrooms of the Walker family children, I think it was. And I'm going to take you over to the red room, and we will go to the blue room in a moment. There was just somebody in there talking, so when they've left we will be able to go back in. And there she is, Caroline Wood. She's been seen by different people, I suppose, in that attire that she's wearing there. She's been seen on these stairs, and like I say, downstairs in the doorways and in the main hall. This is the red. I call it the red bedroom, it's probably not. They've got their own little red couch room, there you go. And so they've got their own actual names. But when we investigated in here, and when the other team investigated, they got a lot of communication from children in here. And this part, I think it was this room back in the 1600s. I think it was 1700s, to be honest. There was a fire in this part of the building, and they got references to that fire, and they got references to people passing away, but I've not found any documentation to support that, so I don't know, you know, if that's true. But yeah, they found this room incredibly active. There was a lot of equipment going off in here, you know, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, there's lots and lots and lots of families that's occupied this building right from the get-go, really, when it was built. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of energy. There's going to be a lot of children that have lived here and probably still do, you know, play here and things. So here we are in what I think personally, and I think a lot of other people might agree, is the most haunted room in the hall. This is the blue bedroom. Now this room is incredibly active. We had lots of equipment going in here. It was like literally, you've seen the motion detector equipment that investigators use. It was lighting up like a disco in here. There was so much going off. We got someone said my voice on the EVPs. There's been disembodied voices heard in here. There's been whistling and shadows. And when I did the first investigation here with a team, the man who was leading it, Dean, he actually caught on his camera just around here a big like coloured shadow due to like the app thing that he was using. It picked it up that there was a big, and now that's Robert, because that's what I forgot to say about Robert in the beginning. He was very smelly, so they knew that he was following them, and it was Dean that picked up, I think, this big smelly ghost, and it could possibly, most likely, have been Robert. But it's a very, very active room. Definitely more haunted than the ghost room. We've also had equipment going off in here. Footsteps heard in here. When everybody's being still, like I am being still now. And they're very old floorboards, so they do creak when you walk on them. Listen. Or maybe not, but they do. But you can hear the footsteps. In the other room, they're very creaky. And actually not as creaky in here, but the footsteps have been heard. There you are, one of the most haunted halls and places and museums in Bradford. Happy Halloween, everyone.